Hey guys, this is Gen X here with my first video of my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be doing a champion guide on one of my most favorite champions to play, which is Graves. Graves excels in farming the early game alongside with the support in the bottom lane, and then getting a few kills maybe in laning phase, and then carrying his team late game in team fights. So let's just go over Graves real quick, like a little bit of an overview. He is a marksman, as I said earlier, which means he relies on long-range attacks from the back lines of a team fight and just getting a whole lot of kills, which is always great. He is a physical damage dealer, which means building a lot of armor against him may be the strongest thing that you could probably do against him. So let's look into his abilities. His passive, first off, is True Grit. Now, this is a very nice passive, especially when it comes to trading damage in laning phase. It pretty much gives him increasing armor and magic resist the longer he remains in combat. So if you are trading with the enemy ADC by just auto-attacking, zoning them from their CS, this is very good for staying safe as well as just staying in combat for a longer period of time. Next is his Q, Buckshot. This is his main damage dealing ability, which you will be wanting to max first and get an early point in at level 1. He pretty much fires through bullets in a cone, damaging all enemies in their paths. This is also physical damage. Smoke Screen is his W. This is the ability you're going to be wanting to take at level 2. Most of the time, and be maxing second. Pretty much he fires a canister of smoke at target area, creating a cloud of smoke, and enemies inside the smoke cloud have reduced sight range and movement speed. Now this can be used for defensive and or offensive purposes. Pretty much if you want to secure a kill, you can slow them down with the smoke screen and reduce their vision so they can't really see outside of it, and then that is when you can close in for a kill with a quick draw, buckshot, collateral damage combo with a few auto attacks in there just for extra damage. It can also be used as a defensive, as I said before. When you're trying to get away, you just drop the smoke screen down in front of you and keep running. So overall, a great ability, and it does actually a decent amount of damage when you as the game progresses. His E, Quick Draw, he dashes forward, gaining an attack speed steroid for a couple seconds. Hitting enemies with basic attacks lowers the cooldown. So this is really good also for dueling with the enemy ADC, or just, you can use it for escapes. Obviously, it doesn't have the longest range, but definitely kiting with this is very helpful because it reduces the cooldown, the amount of auto attacks you get off. So you can use it in quick succession if you build some attack speed. It's just a really great ability, either offensively or defensively. His R ability, or his ultimate ability, Collateral Damage, he fires an explosive shell, dealing heavy damage to the first champion it hits. After hitting a champion or reaching the end of its range, the shell explodes, dealing damage in a cone. So, as you can see here, he hits the TF, and then you can see a little cone of dust in the background that will also damage behind enemies there. So this is good for executing an enemy when they're low, or, just dealing massive damage in a team fight, hitting everybody in the back lines and hitting the tank or whoever's in the front. So it's great for securing kills or just dealing a lot of damage throughout a team fight. So the maxing ability that you're going to want to do is max Q, W, R, and E. Like, obviously, you're going to max your ult whenever you get a point in it, and then max E last. Some tips on playing as Graves and playing against Graves. Pretty much, Smoke Screen can be used both to escape and to set up a kill. It can be using Quick Draw to get into range, and delivering a point-blank buckshot can do lots of damage. So, E in, get off of like 1 or 2 auto attacks, buckshot, maybe Smoke Screen, actually does a lot of damage when you think about it. Now, playing against Graves, you're going to want to build a lot of armor, like I said before, because he does mostly physical damage. So, like I said, just build a lot of armor. Even if he builds armor penetration, you should be fine if you just stack up some armor. Leaving the smoke screen's area of effect removes the harmful effect immediately. So if a Graves engages on you, drops a smoke screen immediately, you want to get out of there. You want to disengage from that smoke screen, because fighting a Graves in his smoke screen is not the most smart thing you can do. Because he can get off a lot more damage than you can, most likely, because he does have the advantage on you. As for runes and masteries, let's go over runes real fast. For Graves, I like to take 3 Greater Cortexes of Lifesteal, just for sustaining a lane, Just it really helps more than attack damage, I think. 8 greater marks of attack damage and 1 greater mark of critical chance. This 1 mark of critical chance actually can make a really big difference in dueling, level 1 fights, anything like that. It can actually make a really big difference if you take it, and it's not really hurting the attack damage aspect there either. 9 greater seals of health. Obviously, armor runes have gotten kind of nerfed in the recent seasons, so health is kind of the way to go now, and it scales better with the late game. And then 9 greater glyphs of magic resist. This is just, again, like to survive any AP supports down in the bot lane or any mages during team fights in late game, so you don't die instantly. For masteries, I take Dead Man Walking, standard 2190, taking 4 in Fury, 1 in Butcher, 3 Brute Force, 1 Martial Mastery, 3 Executioner, 3 Warlord, 1 Dangerous Game, 1 Frenzy, 3 Devastating Strikes, 1 Havoc, 2 Block, 2 Recovery, 1 Unyielding, 3 Vending Scars, and oddly enough, 1 Hardiness. Now, you may ask why not 1 in Juggernaut. Well, because of the health seals that we're taking, we are going to want a little bit of armor, so that is where the hardiness comes in, and that's why I like to take hardiness. It's not really going to hurt the health since you have a lot of health already, so you might as well get a little bit of armor as well. Now, for spells, there's 3 different combinations you could do. The standard Flash Heal, which gives you Flash either as an offensive or defensive escape. Just a great summoner spell in all. Pretty much every champion you play will carry Flash. There's only a few exceptions, such as Nasus, Tryndamere. Other champions like that would probably rather take Ghost, but either way, Flash is just a great summoner spell all around. And Heal, because 1, it heals you, so that's always good, depending on the champion level. So as the game progresses, your heal will become better. And it also grants a 30% movement speed for 1 second to you and target allied champion. So this can be used as a defensive or an offensive strategy. If you really wanted to get that extra movement speed to catch up to somebody, you could just heal, if it meant that 1 auto attack. I wouldn't recommend doing that, but if you really wanted that kill, then you could use that for that as well. So yes. And then another combination would be Flash and Barrier. Now, the reason why you'd want to take Barrier over Heal is because if the enemy bot lane has Ignite over Exhaust, you are going to want to take Barrier, because if they ignite you, your heal doesn't heal for as much. So that's just, and Barrier does pretty much the same thing. It gives you a nice shield, depending on the champion level, for 2 seconds. So pretty much the same thing, except it only lasts for a few seconds, and the heal lasts forever. Otherwise, you're going to want to take heal pretty much every other time. Now, the third and most unused combination is probably Flash and Cleanse. This used to be really popular back in the day, but now it's not seeing much play. But Flash and Cleanse is really good because against people like maybe Vayne, Leona, anybody with high CC in the bot lane or high CC in general on the enemy team, you're going to want to take Cleanse most likely, because, yeah, you're not going to have the defensive stats of Heal and Barrier, but it could save your life. Now, the reason why people don't take Cleanse as much is because there's an item in the game called Mercurial Scimitar, or QSS, which builds into Mercurial Scimitar, which does pretty much the same thing as Cleanse. So yeah, that's why not a lot of people take Cleanse anymore. But if they're really scared of, getting CC'd really hard, Cleanse can be the way to go. I know Vayne players sometimes take Cleanse just for that extra CC removal. Like, Vayne is a very mobile champion, so any CC that hits Vayne is usually going to want to be removed as fast as possible. So yeah. So any pretty much ADC that relies on mobility a lot would probably take Cleanse. So Graves actually might be able to take Cleanse, especially because he relies on his quick draw to really kite out enemies, and if he gets CC'd, he could just cleanse it away and keep doing what he's doing. So that is my Graves guide. I hope you guys really enjoy it. Please, if you do like it, comment what champion you want to see next for a guide, and then yeah, subscribe if you really like my channel as well. What I'm planning to do soon is do a guide for every ADC, and then after I do all the ADCs, I'm going to go on to all the other champions. Eventually, I want to get a guide for every champion. I'm not the best, obviously, at every champion, but I do have some experience with all the champions. So, since I have been playing since Season 2, I believe, the beginning of Season 2 or the end of Season 2, somewhere around there. But I have had a lot of experience, so thank you guys for watching this video again, and if you liked it, leave a thumbs up, a comment, subscribe if you really want to, and this is Gen X signing out.